I received the power cage yesterday, exactly 23 hours ago. And in 23 hours, I brought the boxes in, took them apart, carried everything up one by one, assembled it, and tightened everything down. And it is complete. This thing is a monster. 1,500 pound capacity, but I think what that means is if you put 1501, it's going to crumble, or if you drop 1,500 pounds onto it, it's going to crumble. So, you know, I don't know how much force 400 pounds, I think that bar is only rated at 300. If you drop that on there, it would probably do us some damage. I highly doubt I'm going to get above 250 when I'm in my best shape. I'm not going to be taking steroids, so if I could do 200, I'd be happy. My goal has always been being able to bench press 250 10 times. So I'd have to figure out what my max press would be if I could do that. It's probably something insane. But the gym is done for now. There are a couple other things I'm going to get, but it won't happen for probably 10 years. Cable crossover machine, where the weight stack is way far apart, and you can do Jesus Christ reps. The other one would be Stairmaster, and that thing's probably about 10 grand as well. So is the cable crossover, so can't justify that. Eventually I'm going to mount the TV up here, and it's got a pivot so that when I'm back here, which it doesn't really matter, I mean, even if I was there, but whatever I'm doing, it would be visible anywhere in the room based upon the way it pivots. I think I've got a 46-inch or something like that that's going to go up there. Here are the power blocks, and these are the weight increments that you can do. And if you see down here, you can buy an extension taking it all the way up to 130 pounds, which is just insane. Even 90 pounds is just way too much and seems dangerous. Weighted vest, I used to wear that when I was climbing stairs to build my muscles quicker. And the ankle bracelets that I made for the forearms. Those are rubber bands. I saw some guy lost his eye on YouTube with that thing snapping. That was it for me. No more. I've got the, I don't know what this thing would be called, but I bought it to be able to do pull-ups, and those would be the assisted ones with the bands. But now that I have the lat pull-down attachment on the power cage, I don't have a whole lot of use for that yet. And I also have the chin-ups here, so this thing's going to be way more sturdy than that thing. That thing you had to get just right or it started to rock. And eventually I'm going to weld up something, a little arm that probably comes out, and then 45, and then straight down to the floor, and I'll probably tie it into the base here, and there'll be 2-inch shafts that are going to accept all the Olympic weights, so I can stack all the plates so I can get them off the ground. I don't really want them with the, I thought about building a stand, but why do that? The space is already right here. They'd already be up off the floor. I could easily just pull it off and stick it on, or I could take one off from here. You know, it'd be less bending over, less chance of injury. And those are all the attachments. Use that for like tricep extensions and face pulls. You can use it for bicep curls and other things. Close grip, and that one would be single bicep curl, where you can pull it all the way up with 2 hands and then get the negative with it stretching, elongating the muscle. Those are the dip bars that go into here. So now they've got 3 different things that give me dips, because there's a dip machine here, and then there's one there, and then there's one on the Roman chair over here, and then the deadlift zone over here. I can't lift that. I mean, I might lift it once, but you'd see me in the ER after that. I'm not there yet. That's just for looks. Same thing with that. I'm not bench pressing that just yet. I've never been able to bench press that. Most I ever benched was 155, which I know doesn't sound like a lot. It's not a lot, but for me, that was pretty good. So, but that is the machine, and it is all set up, and I'm extremely happy with it. It was so easy to put together. Instructions were so simple. They had everything organized. All of the nuts and bolts and everything were perfect. The only thing I would be careful of, I didn't want to go downstairs and get my mallet, so I ended up trying to bottom this thing out in order to pull it in flush, and ended up popping off the cap. So that's not tight right now. So I'm going to have to like super glue it back on there, that little dome cap. But that's the only issue I had with this thing. People complaining about how these things are hard to adjust. They're not. I put them in there while I was assembling it, just so that they would be the right distance, but everything here was just so well engineered and well built. The welds on this thing are incredible. The person who did the welds, or a machine, I don't know what it is, but those welds are gorgeous. Oh, I couldn't be happier. This, I wouldn't have been able to build this thing for probably double what I paid for it, and it wouldn't be this nice, and I wouldn't have it this soon. So the best buy. Highly recommend this thing. It was on Amazon, and it's currently being sold with the lat pull down attachment and cable row for free, which is like $160 to $180 savings. I forget how much. It might have been 170, 169 additional. So, and then these down here, it came with the dips, but these here you had to pay extra. I bought all those separate. And then the power block bench I already had, which came with the stand and the power blocks. So I'm all set for a while. No more gym membership. Canceled my membership for the most part to one of the gyms. Kept it at another one just for the Stairmaster.